That was a very, very quick game. What's going on, guys? If you want to support our content and pick up this month's amazing Patreon rewards, you can do so at patreon.com/itresolves. If you're interested in custom playmats and sleeves, visit YourPlaymat.com and use code ITRESOLVES10YP for 10% off your entire purchase. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the challenge week. Now, before we actually jump into this one, I just want to say a couple of things. One, I apologize. I know this is a day late. I had to go out of town for work yesterday and was gone until like 10 p.m.-ish. So I really didn't have time. I had to leave around 7:30. So it was kind of a full day. So unfortunately, I didn't get to get yesterday's video recorded. So we're doing it today. But on top of that, you'll notice we aren't giving another challenge week card for next week. Obviously, that marks the start of the holidays, and so I think we're going to take some time off from the challenge week. Potentially just some time off in general, enjoy the holidays, have some family time, that kind of thing, and just enjoy that. So just as a quick heads up, that is probably going to be the case. We might have a little bit of content at the first part of the week, things like that. I may try and pre-record a little bit, but overall, probably not going to be doing much over the next couple weeks. But let's talk about today's deck. This is by Ender Seas, one of our newest members of the challenge submissions. Actually won it the last 2 weeks, which is pretty awesome, in tandem with the Last Orphan. And this is a Sultai Muldrotha list. So the idea is to self-mill quite a good bit, actually, with things like Merfolk Secretkeeper, Stitcher Supplier, and of course, our little buddy Grolnok, and hopefully in that process get some counters on things like Slogurk, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and eventually get Muldrotha down that can then just replay everything from the graveyard. That's kind of the goal. Now, Lazav is a card that I don't know a ton about. I've never really played a ton with it, but it is a 1/3 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 1, so it is going to help fill up the graveyard. But you can pay X and it becomes a copy of target creature in your graveyard with mana value X, except its name is Lazav, and it's a legendary in addition to its other types, and it has this ability. So a nice little way to potentially get Muldrotha down a little bit, or basically provide us with extra copies of Muldrotha, which is quite nice. So we'll do that. We've got Cultivate in here, and Witherbloom Command is going to allow us to bring some stuff back and do a bunch of things. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. I think it could be a really good deck. Obviously, Muldrotha is just a powerful card, so it's going to be fun to play with this because we really don't get to very often. So very stoked about that. We're going to send this through 3 games. Ender Seas, I wish you the best of luck. We got to get 2 wins to put you in the lead above Uro, who did get 1 win on Monday. Uro, congratulations for that win, my friend. Your deck was really fun as well. So let's see if we can do this, guys. All right, guys, and here we are for game number 1. Now, this is an interesting hand because it really doesn't have all the colors of mana that we need. One downside to this list I have noticed in practice, Ender Seas, I think you actually did a pretty good job of trying to mitigate that problem, but I think having some shocklands in here would have helped us out just a little bit because mana does seem to be somewhat of an issue. I'm not going to say it's a big issue. I'm going to say it's somewhat of an issue. I think what we'll end up doing, though, is keep this and see what we get here. Okay, that's actually quite helpful. So I think the play will be to throw this out and probably get an island with it, if I had to guess. Now that we've got the green for the Cultivate on turn 3, which is really the goal. So let's see what happens there. Let's go ahead and search this. My dog is underneath the desk. Why does she always go underneath the desk? All right, so this is the Curse deck, which is a very interesting one. Okay. So what we'll probably end up doing is just Siphon Insight. An interesting card, Siphon Insight, one that kind of steals stuff from the opponent, which I like. Let's see what we get. They may have a counter here, but it looks like not. Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna take the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. That's a card that we could like kind of use to mitigate this a little bit here, which I think is kind of worth it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get a black and a green source. Put the green source out, it really doesn't matter. Double black is one of the biggest things we can get though, because we do have the Ravenous Chupacabra, which is a really good card for this list if we can replay it out of the graveyard. And so that's kind of the hope. Interesting. Okay, I'm actually all too happy to discard cards here because we just get to replay them back. So that's kind of fine. Let's go ahead, we'll throw this out. We'll do this. And we'll do this. We're just gonna mill ourselves for 4. Pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. And hopefully we can get something good here. All right, there's a Murderous Rider. Sure. Again, all too happy to discard cards because we just get to replay them. All right, let's see. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Doesn't seem terrible. Let's do this. So, we're gonna do this, and I think we'll do this. We'll mill, and we'll destroy this. Not a huge play by any means, but I mean, it is kind of nice to be able to do that, so I'll take it. And the fact that it replaces a card in our hand is, excuse me, somewhat relevant. Let's do this, let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and cultivate here. Let's just get as much land as we can at this point. It also puts a card into the hand, so we've got more sack outlets for this Torment of Scarabs here. Now, worth noting, they do have lifelink, of course, on the Murderous Rider, so this no longer is really a good way to eventually win the game, but we can block it, so we're not necessarily going to be taking damage unless they burn a removal spell on a Secret Keeper, which, I'll be honest, seems kind of bad, but not for me to decide, obviously. Very curious to see how this ends up going. The Siphon Insight will come in handy, of course, but we're setting ourselves up to be able to play the Siphon Insight and whatever we get off the top. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, no, that's really good. That's okay though, we can potentially deal with that. Yep. Again, all too happy to discard a card here. We can get rid of the blue source. I don't think we need an extra one. Let's play that Siphon Insight now. Okay, well, that's a little less exciting. But it is a free card that we get to play, so I will take it. We're gonna mill 3. Unfortunately, that does boost up their Overslime that they have now stolen from us, but we actually get to pull a creature back with this at some point, so that'll be helpful. Okay, so they're gonna get rid of that Secret Keeper, sure. Yeah, this is going not super well, I'll be honest. This is kind of an interesting deck to be against, though. The Curse deck is not one that I necessarily expected, so I'm interested. All right. Again, all too happy to discard, that's fine. I guess we should have technically discarded the Swamp, but that's cool. All right, let's exile you and you. Get 2 creatures out of the way, that also gains us a little bit of life here. I guess we do this. Submit 0, we don't have a zombie. Let's throw this down. The question is, do we throw the Swamp down? I actually think no. It gives us a discard outlet for this. Now, I'm assuming they should be able to kill this. Yeah, okay. So the only good news here is we can flash this back, but I think they're gonna just outpace us here. They've got quite a bit of power on the field that we're really not able to deal with. And they've just been able to kind of handle everything that we've been throwing at them, so, which isn't necessarily a lot, but it's something. All right, let's return. Lazav isn't bad. I think we take the Grolnok though, and throw this out. Now we can crawl from the cellar, which I think we'll do. We'll take you, submit 0. We're gonna put Lazav in hand here as well. Again, I'm just holding on to that land so that way we've got fodder for this. Now, this isn't anything big, but if they can't necessarily deal with it, then it's not a safe attack from them in any real manner. I'm gonna kill one of these. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. The reality is, that's just gonna be the case. Now, we do have the ill-gotten gains, worth noting, that we can gain a little bit of life here. Okay. So I am gonna do this. Let's target creature, and I think just do this. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this guy and target an opponent. All right. I'll go ahead and shoot them there. So again, we're just kind of hopefully getting somewhere, but it's not great. There's a Muldrotha in the graveyard that we do get back. And yeah, we just have to hope for the best. Muldrotha can be very good, worth noting. Okay, but so is that. Terrifying. Okay. Again, all too happy to discard a card. We have to sacrifice that. Oh, wow. That was a semi-lucky draw. Let's create or cast a land. It doesn't really matter which, I don't think. Cast a creature. Stitcher's Supplier. I guess we can do this too. There's no reason not to, really. I guess that does potentially buff this up. Yeah, all right, cool. That was a mistake, but I think it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna lose this, right? Like, we're at 3. We have no card to discard. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and concede. Sorry, Underseas. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get there that game. That was interesting. Let's jump into game 2. All right, guys, here we are for game number 2. And yeah, I mean, this is pretty easy keep, honestly. We've got Stitcher's Supplier. We also have Merfolk Secretkeeper, and we have the Fabled Passage. So yeah, I like this. I think the play will be to lead on the Stitcher's Supplier. Looks like we are going to be against a life gain deck, which is going to pose some challenges, but we'll do the best we can. Next turn we can just Siphon Insight though, which I kind of like the idea of Siphon Insighting just to see what we can steal, and get that down as soon as possible, so then we can just kind of play whatever we get. There's the Pridemate. Let's go ahead, we'll drop this, and yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. We don't necessarily need to, but I will. Fountain of Renewal, not amazing, but it does gain us a little bit of life here. And the Stitcher Supplier is 100% disposable in terms of being able to fill the graveyard up here, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and take that block. This also just mills some stuff, which is really good, especially given we have Lazav in hand. That's certainly worthwhile. I think what we will do is go ahead and mill a few cards. See what we get. Okay, there's a Muldrotha. That's super relevant. Let's go ahead and cast the Fabled Passage with the Fountain. I'm gonna go ahead and get a green source here for the Cultivate next turn, and then hopefully we can kind of ramp into Muldrotha and be able to deal with some of the things here. Now, they got a lot of power on the board. If anything, I would love to have seen a little bit more like interaction. I think Ravenous Chupacabra is a great option, but it hasn't done, so far it's not done anything. Now in practice it definitely did, so Underseas, I think there's relevancy there. All right. Let's see, can we do anything really? Not super really. Okay, so, I think we gotta play that out. I guess we just have to cultivate. I don't love our position, guys, I'll be honest. We'll get another blue source here. They gain so much life. And they're gonna be able to power these guys up, like, oh wow. All right, well, that was a very, very quick game. Oh, we're not very good. All right, moving on to the next game. All right, Enderseas, this is our third and final game here. We gotta find a way to get a win. If we can get one, you are tied for the lead. So just worth noting, there is very much a reality where you still are in this. Now, what do we want to keep here? I love all of these cards. It's probably Siphon Insight. As fantastic as that card is, I don't think it's the one we keep here. I'm gonna lead on the Swamp. We could probably go ahead and play the Binding of the Titans right off the bat here. Okay, interesting. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We are helping our opponent here, I assume, by milling some things. It looks like that might be the point of their deck as well. And so I'm a little concerned about that, but gotta do the best we can. One thing we could consider is swapping into a mill deck here. To basically try and mill them out, but it looks like with that priest out, that is a scary, scary card. All right, so probably want to get both of these. Just get the spells out. Let's go ahead and do this, and let's go ahead and throw out the Overslime. Definitely a powerful card here. Gonna provide us with not only just a really nice blocker, but some long-term power, especially with the Witherbloom Command in hand. We should be able to get something going here. We'll see. Oh. Bazaar Trade Mage. Very cool. A flashback to Bazaar of Baghdad from years and years ago. What set was that? Arabian Nights? Very cool. There's the Massacre Worm as well. Interesting. Okay. So they're gonna go ahead and do it. Fair enough. You got it. Doesn't actually take out the Overslime, which is kind of nice. And I'm not gonna block here. There's absolutely no reason to. Let's, I guess, just take the land. Seems fine. Let's do this. We are gonna go ahead and get that second black source again. That is pretty crucial for us. Okay, this, like, the AI is terrible. And I think here what we are going to do is mill 3 and do this. So, yep. Now they're gonna get to mill 3 as well, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. We do get a couple counters, I believe, on the Overslime. Just one. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna throw that in the graveyard. We don't need more than one. There's Lazav though, that's quite nice. And I'm not gonna attack. Our goal is to overpower this Massacre Worm. Now what did we throw in their graveyard? Because honestly, I wasn't paying attention. Okay. None of that is, I mean, it's not good. The priest is in particular quite bad, but that was already in the graveyard anyway. Non-creature spells you control can't be countered. Okay, that's fine. There's the Muldrotha. That's pretty relevant. All right, let's do this. Go ahead and get a up to 6 power on the Overslime here. And we are getting close to playing that Muldrotha, which is quite nice. I wish we had a play. We really don't have a great play here. We could do this. We submit 0, obviously, there. I guess we could have... Nah, that doesn't seem great. I'm not gonna attack. Again, this is a Reanimator deck, guys, so if we can't just completely annihilate this and we have to trade, chances are they're gonna get it back. And we do not want that, so... we have to kind of let this go until we can power it out. Now, these Bazaar Trade Mages are actually a problem, as well as this Benevolent Geist, because I mean, obviously they're just going to be able to attack in the air, and we really can't do anything about it. We don't even have a Chupacabra in the graveyard, which would be very helpful to take care of these guys, but we're just not there yet. All right, what did they throw in there? Oh, very good. Oh, perfect. Yay. All right, let's do this. Yeah, so again, we really can't do that much though. Oh, this feels terrible. And they actually, so this has haste. They can do this now and get pro creatures. So we just lose, right? I think we just lose. Dang, man. Ender Seas. I was hoping this deck would do a lot better because I really do think it's quite a good deck in my opinion, but it just, for whatever reason, it's not getting there, and we can't block because of that pro creature, and we lost. Unfortunately, Ender Seas, that's no wins. Oh, that feels terrible. All right, let's talk about it though. All right, first and foremost, guys, I just want to say again, thank you for your patience. I know we didn't get this video up on Wednesday like we initially planned, but you guys always are very supportive, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much. Again, no challenge week next week, or probably the week after. We'll probably start back up in 2022, so do not worry. We will be back with a challenge week. It's a really fun time, but unfortunately, it's just holidays and that kind of stuff. Ender Seas, thank you so much for the submission, my friend. I'm sorry, you were already 2 weeks in a row one of our winners, so you got to give it up at some point, right? Now, but Ender Seas, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Great to have you. Uro, you are still in the lead, my friend. Do not worry, we got one more deck coming at you tomorrow, and we will decide our final winner for the Grolnok challenge week. But till then, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.